What's up, people? I'm about to do an honest review of the cruise I was just on, and I went on the Bahamas Celebration Cruise line May 27th, 28th, and 29th, and most people on YouTube that I've seen reviews on say this is the most horriblest cruise. They're scammers, the cruise sucks, there's timeshares that you have to sign up to, and I'll say this, there was no timeshare that I actually even heard about on the whole cruise line. I heard people say the food sucked, which the food was phenomenal. You get all you can eat, like Italian food. You can get some burgers, you can get ice cream, you can get candy and all. Put some clips in right now of what the food looks like. And as you can see, the food looks very delicious, and it's all you can eat. All you have to do is pay for is your beer and your sodas, and you get all that. And this is a Italian little restaurant that they have on the cruise ship, and look at the food, it looks very delicious. So now what you're looking at is some of the entertaining that they had on the ship. They had this like twerk competition, and I think the cruise was very fun. The music was great. They did play a lot more Latina music than I guess your standard hip hop and stuff like that, which wasn't a downfall, but here's what the nightclub looked like. So here's the nightclub at night. It was basically the nightclub and the comedy club all in one. So they would have during the day, they would have it as a comedy club, and at night they turned it into a nightclub where they would just turn on some music and people come and dance. And you could dance up on deck like I just showed you the girl twerking. So as I said, overall the entertaining on this ship is pretty good. And this is my first time going on a cruise, and I'll say this. My buddy went on the Royal Caribbean cruise, and said there's movie theaters, there's bowling alleys, there's basketball courts. And I'll say this, I was expecting something like he was talking about, like, oh, I'm going to go see a movie on the cruise ship. And then when I came on here, I was like, I wasn't disappointed, because it still offered something fun and exciting. And now I'm walking down the stairs, and you can see there's a video arcade for the kids who want to have fun and play. See, the food, like I said, is still delicious and great. They did have a casino on board, and here's what the ship looks like, which is not as big as Royal Caribbean or Carnival Cruise, but it still offers a hell of a lot of fun. So I'm walking into the casino right now. They had a Latin lounge where it played a lot of Latin music, and then there was karaoke, but some of the people who were doing karaoke weren't all that great. And I'll show you right now what my room looked like, because a lot of people on reviews were talking about the rooms look like jail cells. They were very small and very tiny, and to me this room was very comfortable. I could have took my girlfriend and we could have sat in this room and slept in here and walked around comfortably without being what they classify as a jail cell. So let me show you the room right now. So I want to give you guys a little bit of a tour of my room. You got a little closet there. This is what I wanted, is this like window, so I can actually look out if I'm in the room relaxing, because I don't want one of those rooms where you have a window, because yeah, you don't know if it's night or day. And then you got these two little fold out beds that fold down. Then you got this little TV. Did I turn the light off? And then you got this little bathroom in here, which is actually bigger than I thought it would be, honestly. I thought it'd be like a bathroom on a tour bus or a bathroom you see on an airplane. Yeah, those are ridiculous. So basically I recommend anybody on any cruise line get a room with a window, because if you don't, you're not going to know if it's day, night, morning, or afternoon. And all rooms without a window are kind of small, but this room was a pretty decent size, as you seen in the last clip. And this is some of the karaoke that was going on the cruise ship. This girl wasn't half bad. She was really getting into it, rocking out. So like I said, they have karaoke, they have a comedy club, they have a nightclub. They even have like this like bar lounge where you can go and have a few drinks while some dude is playing guitar. They have a nice casino that I'll show you right now. Welcome to day 2 of my trip to the Bahamas. I am playing the slot machine for the first time since I was in Vegas. Let me see if I can win some cash money. And I'll say this, I did have a hard time getting into my room, and I'm not going to say that's the cruise ship's fault. I'm saying it's because I was putting the card in wrong or not holding it there long enough. So, as I do show you, that's the only bad part I had about this whole cruise. Even in hotel rooms, I'll say that I have problems getting into the rooms on a cruise ship, on a hotel room, anything to use these stupid cards. I always struggle. And here's one of the excursions I went on, one of the ATV excursions, which was very nice. And this cruise ship does not offer this excursion, so you have to like book it from their website, which is still a cool thing. It's an hour and a half of riding ATVs, and they take you to this little area where you can look out and see the ocean. And then we went to this really nice, beautiful botanical gardens that I'm showing you right now. So for the people who want to go on this cruise, I recommend the ATV off-road excursion because they take you to this very luxurious, beautiful botanical gardens where you actually get to see, coming up in a second, a waterfall. And I never experienced anything like that in my entire life. It's just a very phenomenal experience. If you want to go on the off-road riding an ATV, you have to be 22 years or older, just because of like insurance purposes or something like that. But tell me, this is not a beautiful sight to see. So with that being said, this is my honest review of the cruise ship and the fun that I had down in Freeport. It's very relaxing. If you want to spend like $340 to go for a day or two, I would highly recommend you taking the time to go do this cruise. This is a very beautiful sunrise over West Palm Beach, Florida, about 6 o'clock in the morning. This is when we were coming into port to dock so people could unload and get off the ship. So honestly, I would say this is a 9 out of a 10 cruise ship. I recommend it to anybody, but get a window in your cabin. And some other stuff available on the cruise ship is a water park. They have like 2 or 3 water slides, which is pretty cool to me. I wouldn't expect you to have a water slide on a cruise ship like this. They do have a small little 4-foot pool. So here's the little lounge area, the little Latin lounge downstairs. And now what we're doing is walking up the stairs to the main deck, which is deck number 9, where you can see people lounging around, which is a very cool thing, lounging around at night. Here's a little bar area upstairs on deck number 9, the main deck, where they have food that's free. You can get hamburgers, hot dogs, breakfast all day, all night. You just have to pay for your sodas and your beer. And there is one place where you do have to pay for like an ice cream cone. Here's the hot tub, which I never used on the cruise ship. And now what I'm about to show you is the 4-foot swimming pool, where mostly it was girls that were just lounging around in it. And it's probably big enough to swim in, but it's a little small, and they have a DJ up there that plays music while girls and guys are dancing on the top deck. So there is a lot to do on the cruise, not just like the clubs and the bars, but here's another section where you can see where all you can eat food. Right over there, you just walk up. It's like buffet style. I keep recommending the other reviews, but if you look at the other reviews, none of them really show anything, and they're all negative. So I just want to give my honest opinions on what I expected and what I went on. Like I said, my buddy told me there was movie theaters and there was a lot of stuff on the ship that he went on, but on this cruise, I didn't even experience a movie theater, but I still had fun because there was dancing going on, there was a lot of music, a lot of great food, there was casinos, there was places where I can get ice cream, there was like this lounge area if you just want to lounge around like I did. You want to go out on the top of the deck and just relax and enjoy listening to the water, which is what I did. I went on top of the deck and I just sat there with my dad, and we just sat there and watched the lightning lighting up the whole Atlantic Ocean. And I never experienced something like that, seeing just flashes of lightning over the ocean. And It was a cool experience, my first cruise ever. I might be going on another cruise later. Will I compare that cruise to this cruise? Possible. I might say that cruise was better because it offered something that this one didn't. But for my first cruise, and for a lot of people's first cruises, that you're going to experience something that's very fun and exciting. Don't be expecting something if you're only paying like $100, because I talked to a guy on this cruise ship and he only paid $99 and was expecting something like a 5-star hotel, and it was kind of like someone would give you a Jaguar your whole life. You're driving a Jaguar, then the next day they give you a Honda Civic. You're going to be expecting that Jaguar, and that's what I think a lot of the reviews that people are doing. They go on these $1,000 luxurious cruise ships, and then they go in and spend like $100, and they're expecting the $1,000 cruise when you're only paying it like $100. There's a big difference. It's what you pay for, and like my brother said, it's what you make of the cruise. If you make the cruise suck and you're expecting, where's the movie theater, or where's this, or where's that, and if they don't offer it, just still enjoy it for what it is. There's no scams. There's no timeshare scams like a lot of these people are saying. So, with that being said, thanks for watching my honest review of the Bahamas Celebration Cruise Line. You can only take it from West Palm Beach, Florida. You leave at like 6:30 at night, and you get to the Bahamas at 8 in the morning. So with that being said, I will definitely talk to you cats next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.